The Baphomet Part 2. In the 19th century, the name of Baphomet became associated with the occult. In 1854, Eliphas Levi published Dogma et Ritual de la Haute Magie, Dogmas and Rituals of High Magic, in which he included an image he had drawn himself, which he described as Baphomet in the Sabbatic boat, showing a winged humanoid goat with a pair of breasts and a torch on its head between its horns. Illustration, top. This image has become the best-known representation of Baphomet. Levi's depiction is similar to that of the devil in early tarot cards, but it may also have been partly inspired by grotesque carvings on the Templar churches of Lanleff in Brittany and Street Mary in Paris, which depict squatting bearded men with bat wings, female breasts, horns and the shaggy hindquarters of a beast. Levi considered the Baphomet to be a depiction of the Absolute in symbolic form, and explicated in detail his symbolism in the drawing that served as the frontispiece. The goat on the frontispiece carries the sign of the pentagram on the forehead, with one point at the top, a symbol of light, his two hands forming the sign of Hermetism, the one pointing up to the white moon of Chizd, the other pointing down to the black one of Jebura. This sign expresses the perfect harmony of mercy with justice. His one arm is female, the other male, like the ones of the androgen of Kunrath, the attributes of which we had to unite with those of our goat, because he is one and the same symbol. The flame of intelligence shining between his horns is the magical light of the universal balance, the image of the soul elevated above matter, as the flame, whilst being tied to matter, shines above it. The beast's head expresses the horror of the sinner, whose materially acting, solely responsible part has to bear the punishment exclusively, because the soul is insensitive according to its nature, and can only suffer when it materializes. The rod standing instead of genitals symbolizes eternal life, the body covered with scales the water, the semicircle above it the atmosphere, the feathers following above the volatile. Humanity is represented by the two breasts and the androgen arms of this sphinx of the occult sciences. Levi called his image the Baphomet of Mendes, presumably following Herodotus' account that the god of Mendes, the Greek name for Jeddah, Egypt, was depicted with a goat's face and legs. Herodotus relates how all male goats were held in great reverence by the Mendesians, and how in his time a woman publicly copulated with a goat. However, the deity that was venerated at the Egyptian Mendes was actually a ram deity Banebjd, literally Ba of the Lord of Jed, and titled the Lord of Mendes, who was the soul of Osiris. Levi combined the images of the tarot of Marseille's devil card and refigured the ram Banebjd as a he-goat, further imagined by him as copulator and Anapin inseminator in the district of Mendes. Egyptian connections aside, Levi's depiction, for all its modern fame, does not match the historical descriptions from the Templar trials, although it is akin to some grotesques founded on Templar churches, or, more specifically, to Viollet-le-Duc's vivid gargoyles that were added to Notre Dame de Paris about the same time as Levi's illustration. Levi's now familiar image of a sabbatic goat shows parallels with works by the Spanish artist Francisco Goya, who more than once painted a witch's Sabbath in the version ca 1821-23. El Gran Cabro, now at the Prado.